Michael Nagy here with Jiggy Jag TV and discoveringbands.com. And for everyone watching right now, if you can share this video on my channel and help support the awesome bands that I feature. And today I'm here with Danny Blu. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Definitely. It's good to have you.
It's been quite a couple of weeks for sure.
Yeah. Now you want to start off by telling us about how you got into dark pop music to begin with?
Sure. I mean, I've been making music since about 2010 or so. So I put 2 albums out as a solo artist, starting in 2010, and at around 2015, after we got back from the first Danny Blu tour, like very small U.S. tour, we got back, and the band that I was using as a backup band, we all became Echo Black. So from 2015 to present, we've been making music as a band, writing together and doing all that, and then in 2018, we were on tour with a band called the Gen Torturers, and the gentleman who produced the half of the Echo Black album, Dawn, was filling in on guitar. So we got to talking. We were on the bus late at night, and we were talking about how what I used to do, and maybe bring that kind of back. So that was like the beginning of the conversation. We're like, I want to do electronic, dark pop, dark wave kind of deal. And be able to get out some of the stuff that I couldn't get out with the Echo Black project. So a little more just personal music, less dealing with 4 points of view and trying to get those all across, more just exactly what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it.
Cool. Now you just released a new EP. You want to tell us about the process of making it and some of the themes of the EP?
For sure. Yeah, I just released The Pale Horse. It came out September 1st, and it took from October 2018 until August or so of 2020 to fully create. It's 7 songs. We built everything from the kick drums up. Walter Casimir and I, Walter's my producer, sat in the studio, well, all before quarantine, all before COVID happened. We were in the studio making these songs, and just making sure every single thing was perfect. Everything was exactly how we wanted it to sound. And it just grew from there. And then we continued writing, and then we kind of formulated how the EP was going to be released over that. It was like 21 months of writing and recording and putting it all together. And then come July of this year, we kind of figured out what the process would be, put all the songs together, and we're able to put it out. We actually wrote and recorded the entire 7th song, which wound up being Paradise City, during quarantine. So we did it remotely. Like we just sent tracks back and forth, and then eventually I was able to record the vocals, like isolated, distanced from him, like in a couple hours, and I left. And then we just went back and forth and finished that up. It was a bear. It was a bear.
A very personal album. Can you go into some of the themes, like the meaning of the song?
Absolutely. So I wanted to really explore how I felt about the world, how I felt about relationships, how I felt about mental illness, anxiety, the state of the country, and particularly the last song was written during the COVID. So it was very, very much like in the time that it's about. And it's all, it actually taught me a lot about myself. It kind of taught me what I believe in and what I find important, what I really want to talk about. So there's a lot of religion in there. I'm pretty anti-religion, organized religion. So that's a main concept. I definitely talk about anxiety and social media and just how you navigate this world as a 30-year-old human artist, and just embarking on this journey every day of just existing on this earth.
And now that the EP just released, what do you have planned in the near future?
So there's there's a music video coming up very soon for one of the songs, and then we're filming technically 3 more, a full video and then a couple of visualizers and some things. So that's all going to be rolled out in the next few months. And then Echo Black, my band, has been writing as well. So we started writing via Zoom during quarantine, and we're planning on releasing some new music in the coming year. And then touring as soon as we can, as soon as we can.
Definitely. Do you think a full-length album will be in the works sometime in the future?
I would love that. I think that's definitely the next step. So we wanted to do the EP to get the voice out there, to get just a solid set of songs and say, this is Danny Blu, this is the world that we're experiencing, and this is where the project is. And then the plan would be to then, so Echo Black is writing, and we're doing that, and then probably starting early next spring, we'll start putting together a Danny Blu album to then be released as soon as we can. Yeah, definitely an album on the horizon.
Tell us how you've handled the whole quarantine time.
It was a bear. It was definitely a bear for everybody. It was. I mean, that's not just a personal experience. I know it was difficult for literally everyone on the planet. The first month or so was depressing, super depressing. We sat on the couch in our apartment, my fiance and I, and just couldn't really believe what was going on. And as it just got worse and worse, and we saw that it was going to extend for longer and longer, and it got very, very heavy. And then I started working around my house, around the apartment, and doing some repairs and just keeping myself busy, trying to work out, but that was very difficult. Keep myself in shape. That was hard. And then we started writing, and that kind of channeled a lot of the anxiety into the writing process. Obviously, I wasn't working. No one was working, and it was just a scary time for a long time. But then I guess we've all kind of sort of adapted to this new normal that sucks. Like this like terrible new normal that we all don't want to deal with, but have to. But it definitely wasn't easy.
Definitely. Now, if people want to find you online, look you up, find your music, how do they do that?
Super easy. All the socials are Danny Blu or official Danny Blu. If you type Danny Blu with no E on any social media, you'll find me. We're on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Deezer, Pandora, anywhere you want to listen to music. The music is available. It's on Bandcamp. My website is dannyblu.com. The merch website is lookdeadfeelalive.com. Super easy to find everything.
Awesome. Now, I want to ask, what would you say the big differences are between your solo project and Echo Black?
I get that question a lot. It's mostly to do with the influences in the writing process. So there are a set of influences that I use, and then there are a set of influences that the whole band uses. So when we're writing Echo Black, we're fitting 4 different points of view, sometimes 5 if we're working with a producer, into every song. And with the Danny Blu stuff, it just had to be what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it. So I guess, and another main difference would be the style of the music. Echo Black is definitely more in the pop rock sphere, super melodic, kind of mainstream radio stuff. And then the Danny Blu stuff is a little more avant-garde. It's a little more indie pop, dark wave, those kind of influences. I tried to go a little more electronic. There's definitely guitars, there's live instruments, but everything is more rooted in the industrial, electronic, 90s shock rock kind of deal. Whereas Echo Black gets to him like a bigger, major, like radio rock kind of deal.
And for your solo projects, is it just you on stage, or do you have touring members, or?
Well, we haven't toured it yet, but when we do tour it, there's definitely going to be. Well, we'll see what the circumstances are. So, I've done a couple of live streams. I did one live show for my birthday last year, and then I've done live streams after that. And my producer Walter is always on stage. He does synths and guitar and bass and a bunch of instruments. And then for the live show, we had a drummer, and I hope to always be able to have a drummer. I feel like it brings something super visceral to a live show when you can feel those live drums in the room. But if not, it'll still be a fantastic show with all the lights and just Walter and I on stage. But yeah, the plan is to always kind of treat it like almost like a band with like a main front singer.
Cool. And I want to ask, where would you like to see the solo project maybe in a couple years from now?
Oh man, I would love to be touring most of the year in a couple of years. I'd love to be in Europe. I'd love to be touring Europe. I'd love to be touring the US. I would just love for it to continue. This was kind of started as a one-off project. I was just going to do the EP, maybe not even an EP, just a couple of songs. And then it spiraled and started catching steam and snowballed and became kind of a thing that I was very invested in. So I would love to see it take off. I would love to see, again, that's mostly, I would just love to perform it live and keep being able to make new music and perform it live. I don't have like these massive, like we'd all love to perform at the Garden, but that's down the line. I just want to be able to do this full time, make a living, raise a family. That's my goal in the next couple of years.
And your plan is to switch back and forth, do solo project, Echo Black?
Yeah, as long as I can. I would love to do both at the same time. I think because they express different facets of myself. So to be able to do both at once is important to me. I don't want either one to suffer. But if one is taken off, then it needs some attention. Then we can put some more attention back here. But I think they're both going to exist simultaneously.
Are you involved with any other bands or projects as well?
Not at the moment, just those two. Always down to like write and collaborate with anybody, but just right now we've been focusing because it's been such a weird time with quarantine and everything, and people are kind of just in their groups writing their own stuff. So yeah, just these 2 projects for the time being.
Awesome. Well, it was good having you and talking with you, and everyone look him up.
Please do. Thank you so much. It's good to see you again.
Definitely, definitely. Great to have you again.
Thank you.